subjects, and religious education was taught as IRK, Islamic Religious Knowledge, and CRK, Christian Religious Knowledge, both of which were optional subjects. Also note that the Federal Ministry of Education introduced a revised curriculum without due consultation of parents and stakeholders, and the new 9-year basic curriculum on religion and national values consolidated religious education and civic education under national values and made civic education a compulsory subject for senior secondary certificate examinations. The House observes that the curriculum for primary 1 to 3, which is the formative stage of a child, does not provide for adequate teaching of the religious beliefs of the people, but rather destructive half-truths which destroys the fundamentals of the religious beliefs and erodes the essence of such religion being taught to children. The House is concerned that the new curriculum, which is in conflict with certain religious beliefs, also makes the teaching of those beliefs compulsory. The House recalls that Section 10 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, makes Nigeria a secular state, and therefore religion should be separated from national values. The House, therefore, this motion seeks, therefore, that the House resolves to 1, call on the Federal Ministry of Education to make civic education an optional instead of a compulsory subject for SSCE examinations, and should rather be taught under the subject of government, as was the case under the previous curriculum. Remove the religious component from civic education as a subject. 3, separate our national values from religious values, and each should be taught independently. 4, suspend the implementation of the new curriculum pending the conclusion of investigation by the House. And 5, mandate the Committee on Basic Education to conduct an investigative hearing on the matter and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I still move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
I rise to second the motion as moved by my honorable colleague, Associate.
Aristotle. Civic education in a democracy is education in self-government. Democratic self-governance means that citizens are involved in their own governance. They do not just passively accept the dictums or demands of others. Civic education helps citizens to make decisions on informed, critical reflection and analyze and understand their rights and responsibilities as citizens. And national values help citizens to understand the ideals of a democracy. Mr. Speaker, and the principles of democracy. Mr. Speaker, in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 38, subsection 1, it gives every citizen the right to freedom of religion, freedom of thoughts, and freedom of conscience. In subsection 2, it very clearly spells out that no educational institution should require that students compulsorily teach, no educational institution should require students to learn religious or to receive religious instruction, meaning, Mr. Speaker, very clearly that our educational institutions, while teaching civic education and teaching the principles of democracy and national values, should not make it compulsory at the same time for them to lump it up with the teaching of religion. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the new proposed curriculum, which every member has, it has been circulated. You will find that from primary 1 to primary 3, there are 12 or 13 compulsory subjects. The first is English studies, second is basic science and technology, 3 is mathematics, 4 is religion and national values. Under religion and national values, all children are supposed to learn IRS and CRS lumped together for 9 years. Mr. Speaker, they're also required to learn civic education, security education, and social studies. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in the spirit of the Constitution, it's very, very clear that this will only lead to confusion of our students. Our young children should have the opportunity of learning one religion at a time. So an IRK student will take IRK from their formative years of primary 1 right through to junior secondary school and senior secondary school. And our Christian religious students will also have the same opportunity. Mr. Speaker, lumping the teaching of both religions and making it compulsory for students who are as young as 6, 7, 8 years old to learn it right up to secondary school will confuse our children. We'll have children who could be Christians, children who do not know the full meaning of Islam and who do not know the full truth in Christianity. Mr. Speaker, that's why the Constitution made it very clear and separated the state, matters of the state from matters of religion. Religion, according to Karl Marx, is an opium of the people, meaning it exists in the minds of the people. Some people do not believe in any religion, and you have the right not to believe in any religion. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to propose very seriously that the House uphold the constitutional supremacy of the Constitution, which says that religious values should be taught separately from national values and civic values. Civic values applies to every citizen regardless of your religion. Mr. Speaker, I want to rest my case because you have said I should make it brief. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My name is Ben Wampo. I represent Orumba North and Orumba South Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I'm rising to support this motion because mindset of our children. Mr. Speaker, you know that there is a theorem in science that says that action and reaction is equal and opposite. What you impute is what outputs. If we should build a Nigeria of tomorrow, we should build a very dedicated young minds, knowledgeable about their country. There should be a cord connecting the country and every child. To me, Mr. Speaker, that is the threshold of this motion, which says that civic education should be taken seriously. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, my friend Beni Lar said this House should uphold the supremacy of the Constitution as a prayer. It shouldn't be. It's not a prayer, it's given. That is why we are here, to uphold the principles, content, spirit, and words of the Constitution.
This is one clear example of the policy somersaults in the educational sector, as indeed in other areas of our national life. Today, we are having this. After a few years, somebody will propose that we go back to the old order. But more importantly, the Constitution has been cited copiously, particularly Section 10 of the Constitution that says that we should not make any, Nigeria should be a secular state. You know, so if Nigeria is a secular state, it means that religion should be an optional thing. That is why in the old order, you had those that wanted CRK, Christian Religious Studies, opted for that. Those that wanted Islamic Religious Studies, opted for that.
Bubaka Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, permit me to read the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Section 38, Mr. Speaker, subsection 1, I will read subsection 1 and 2 for Nigerians to hear this. Mr. Speaker, says subsection 1, every person shall be entitled to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, including freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others, and in public or in private. They manifest and propagate and his religion or belief in worship, teaching, practice, and observance. Subsection 2, Mr. Speaker. No person attending any place of education shall be required to receive religion instruction or to take part in or attend instruction, ceremony, or observance relates to a religion other than his own, or a religion not approved by his parents or guardian. Mr. Speaker, sir, my dear colleagues,
is very, very important, and I want to lend my voice to it. Honorable members, you could remember at the last quarter of last year, I came up with a matter of urgent public importance in their children from even primary schools and private schools, because they were compelled. I quote in specific terms, and afar from my constituency, called me and said, if this is what you people are there to do, there is problem. Why would you compel my child to go and learn what I did not teach him? And he withdrew the child from that school to another school. And to be precise, St. Jude's Secondary School, Festac Town.
Besides that, if you look at Section 3 of the Child Rights Act, Section 3 adopts the fundamental human rights, and then Section 6 and 7 is what this policy, besides when the Constitution actually conflicts with the of the Child Rights. It says, Section 6 says, every child has a right to freedom of association and peaceful assembly in conformity with the law and in accordance with the necessary guidance and direction of his parents. And then Section 7 says, 7.1, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion.
Eyes have it.